They're 6-5 to the stadium. Vernon Maxwell can't hit the layup. Akeem Olajuwon, no good on the hook. Rudy T saying, what's going on? Rockets only 12 first quarter points. Bulls down at the other end, no problem. Scottie Pippen slamming it home. Third quarter, more from Chicago. Horace Grant and Pippen takes off with a hoop in the jam. Bulls by 8. Fourth quarter, Rockets fire back. Akeem hits one from the baseline. Rockets by 1. Olajuwon at 29. Bulls power back. Pippen this time takes it in for the reverse. He had 25. The Bulls go on for the win. Rockets missed 4 of 6 free throws in the final minute and 6 seconds. Lowest offensive output of the year for Houston. They had been 24-0 when holding a team under 100 points this season. Now it's 24-1. The Mavs looking to set another record, hosting the Spurs. Note the hair on Dennis Rodman. We'll show you more in a bit. The feed for the alley-oop. Rodman's there. See, it's blue. Blue hair this time around on Dennis Rodman. That's a new one. Mavericks had Jamal Mashburn to keep him in. 105 three-pointers on the night. He had 26. Spurs by 4 at the half. All Spurs in the second up to the last seconds. Rodman to Terry Cummings for the jam. Cummings had 20. If you've got a heart, you got a feel for Quinn Buckner. The Spurs win it 104-87. Dallas looking marvelous, setting an NBA record they want nothing to do with. The Mavs dropping their 17th straight home game. Moral support. Suns have dropped their last 2 in the first. Kings playing like Kings. Lionel Simmons. The dish. Trevor Wilson finished it off. Wilson's first start as a King. Dan Marley to Danny Ainge to Oliver Miller to A.C. Green. The layup and the foul. Green had 35 points. Miller had 11 assists. Third quarter, Frank Johnson the steal off Webb. And Webb takes it in for the layup. Webb takes it to the cameraman instead. A.C. Green, the career-high 35 to go along with the 19 boards, 2 steals. Phoenix an impressive 16-3 on the road.
Pacers jamming. Reggie Miller, no. Scott Haskin, yeah, count it. That's 2. And then Antonio Davis. He had 14 and 10 boards. Hawks respond. Mookie bounced. Kevin Willis, 28 points, 16 boards. Derek McKee, too much Pacers. He had 12. Pacers win it. They snapped the Hawks winning streak at 7. They also snapped the Hawks' 14-game winning streak back in December. Larry Brown said games like this one are the best to coach. You're short players. You're playing a great team. You can't have a better feeling. Magic versus the Bucks.
He wanted very
Vinny
bad.
Baker, the miss. Watch Blue Edwards. You got to box him off. Magic by 9 at the half. Third quarter, Orlando the fast break. Penny, Shaq, Dennis Scott, who had 23. Magic by 17. Mike Dunleavy struggling. What about Shaq? We know he likes to dunk. You see this a lot, and you're going to see it right now. Some of them actually with authority. He had 33 points, 14 boards. Magic win it. Shaq Daddy didn't have to deal with Luke Longley on this night and was 13 of 16 from the floor. Big Frank Bukowski had a season-high 32 for the Bucks. Seattle over Miami. Kemp 25-16 in the first half. Miami committed 20 turnovers. They finished their road trip 2-4 after winning the first 2. Steve? Nice reverse. Oakley had 12. Starks finished with 18. Detroit tries to keep it close. You got to block off your man. Oh, Cadillac Anderson. Why the long face, Pat? You got Derek Harper in uniform. He had his best game, 18 points, runs it up off glass is good. He's glad to be wearing that uniform. Knicks win. Detroit's 12th straight loss. 5 Knicks in double figures.
Muggsy Bogues with the steal. He gets it back and takes it coast to coast all the way in for the lay-in. The Hornets' start was strong. Then it is Muggsy Bogues again. Fighting hard, getting the steal, the spin, the give to Del Curry. And he dishes back to Hersey Hawkins. Over his head for the layup. Hornets by 5 at halftime. But here come the Blazers. Rod Strickland to Tracy Murray for the jam, plus the foul as the Blazers take another from the Hornets. The Blazers outscored the Hornets 28-15 in the fourth quarter, holding them to just 29% shooting in the final period. On to the Meadowlands. Jazz and Nets, and John Stockton driving the baseline, throws a bad pass back out that Karl Malone tracks down. He fires up the 40-footer. It is good. Jazz by 3. Second quarter. Johnny Newman forcing the turnover, then makes a great behind-the-back pass to David Wesley for the layup. Pretty play. Nets down by 7. Now third quarter action. Kenny Anderson, no room in the middle, so he gives the touch pass to Benoit Benjamin for the slam. Nets down by 4, would eventually grab a 4-point lead, but the Jazz would then tie it again at 89, and then down the stretch, hitting the J, it's Kevin Edwards. For the 4-point lead, once more, they would win by 5. Kenny Anderson and Kevin Edwards combined for 20 of the Nets' 26 fourth quarter points.
The Nuggets wrapping up their 4-game road trip. Couldn't stop Dino Ravech in Boston. Ravech breaking out of his offensive slump with 15 first-quarter points. And the other big guy, Robert Parrish, the 40-year-old, proving he can still run with the youngsters, taking the D. Brown pass ahead of the pack for 2, hacked by Brian Williams, who auditions for a punting job, I guess. Nuggets keep it close down the stretch. Dikembe Mutombo baseline over the tall timber for the jam, tied at 89. Under 20 seconds to play. Would Chris Ford's team blow another one at home? No. Here's D. Brown working it to Ravech. Strong move, follows it up. Ravech with a career-high 29-point effort to go along with 11 boards as Ravech and the Chiefs.
7:46 at the half, they trailed. Mullen, pass, assist, it's a bucket. He had 11. Warriors down 5. Phoenix hanging tough. Ainge underneath, 18 points, 11 assists, and the Suns are up 7 after 3. Nelly, why do you have Chris Webber on your team? In the 4th, the Suns lead is 2. That's why. You got to use him, Nelly. Webber 16 points, 12 boards. 40 seconds later, Sprewell from behind. Strips, goes down the other end of the court and waits. And Sprewell gets it, lays it up and in. The Warriors are up 2. Sprewell 23. Owens a team-high 8 assists. Westfall's team's got one more chance. Who do they go to? Marley turns and fires. Short. And the Warriors celebrate a win, 104-99. Nelson said it may not have been the most beautiful game in the world, but it was an awful good win. The Bucks ball movement underneath to Todd Day for the dunk. Bucks up 7 at the half. Craig Elo in Day's face down the other end, bothering him. Pesky Elo forces a turnover. Down the other end we come, and Neek on the other end of the break finished with 37, and the Hawks win at 102-98. 8 times this season, Neek has hit for 30 or more. The third quarter, 17-2 run the difference in this one. Mike Dunleavy called it a killer. First half, no points. Second half, he woke up, 26 points. Orlando rallies in the 4th. Who do you go to? Well, Shaq cleans up the garbage. 10 rebounds, 31 points. The 3-point play cuts the lead to 5. Next time down, Anthony Bowie on the run. Foul, it's a 2-point game. Cleveland then turns it over. Bowie tries to tie it with a 3. Oh, it's a 2, and it's 13 unanswered point. We're tied at 103. Mark Price took 3 threes, and they were all good. 25 for Price. Final score in a game, Cavs win it by 7. Price took charge in the big shot down the stretch because he said no one else would. Cleveland plays without John Williams. A cut under his eye got infected, Chris. Grant nursing a knee injury, and because of that, Phil Jackson goes to his reserves. Bill Wennington. Bill Wennington. He had 18, Kerr 7 assists. Scottie Pippen had a big game. Kind of hanging out in the middle here. He'll take that. One of his 7 steals. It starts the break. Third and BJ to Pippen for the dunk. Fred Carter not happy. Where's the D? His team isn't hustling. Hustle wouldn't stop this play. Kukoc touch to Pippen for the lay-in, who had 20. Bulls win it by 30. Final 121-91. So add up 43 and 30, and the Sixers have dropped their last 2 by a combined 73. The Bulls have won 14 straight at home, 16 of 19 overall, and Mad Dog Carter said, we had no chance to win. Oh, the power of positive thinking. Patrick and his pals looking to brighten up their afternoon. First quarter, Anthony starts it, Starks finishes it. Knicks up by 12, Starks 27-11. Second quarter, Anthony 6 assists. Ewing becomes the first Knick to reach 15,000 points. Then Ewing the dunk. No, wait a minute. 6'5" Ryder stuffs the 7-foot Ewing, and you knew Ewing heard about that after the game. Oakley into the table. Starks to Ewing. No dunk, no block, just 34 points for Ewing. Tough day at the office. 18 boards, 14 points for Oak. Knicks win at 106-94. Knicks gave up more than 90 for the first time in 5 games. Leitner had only 9 points and said, it seems like we come back sometimes just so people don't think we're terrible. Chris?
Landover, Rex Chapman, the alley-oop to Todd Gugliotta, who had a team-high 17 points. Late first quarter, Chapman trying to create something here. Watch, oh, he lands hard. And that's all Wes Unseld needs. The team's leading scorer, averaging 18 points a game, out 10 weeks. Don McClain trying to pick up the slack, but Dennis Rodman, get out of here. Rodman also 19 rebounds. Fourth quarter, Spurs by 13. Terry Cummings, a game-high 21 points. As San Antonio dances away with a 187 win. The Spurs have won 6 in a row. Dale Ellis helped out with 20. Chapman will miss up to 10 weeks after dislocating his right ankle. The Jazz and the Pistons playing in Michigan. Karl Malone recording his 2,000th career assist in the first quarter of this game. Here's 2001. It's an odyssey. Felton Spencer lays it in. Then 2002, Jeff Malone has 25. A 14-2 Jazz run and advantage. Detroit rookie Lindsey Hunter. Great move to lay it in off the glass. One of the few bright spots for the Pistons. Karl still at it, though. Here to Tyrone Corbin underneath. Utah pulling away the big assist. Stockton off the turnover. Feeds Malone for Stockton assist number 8,826, passing Isaiah Thomas for third place on the all-time career assist list, as Malone did finish with 25 points and 11 rebounds, so the Pistons have lost 13 straight. And the Sonics, shot clock winding down, and James Worthy, there was a time when he would have nailed that shot. Nothing. Randy Fund's team trailing by 11 at the break, and then Vlade Divac. What a country. Lakers 18 turnovers in the game. Gary Payton, the high handoff to Sean Kemp. We'll see him in the slam dunk contest. He scored 18. Payton with another one of his 9 assists to Kendall Gill. Back in action at 19. 5 Seattle players in double figures as the Lakers lose big. The Sonics 17-1 at home, winning by an average of 16 points per game there. Anthony Peeler did not play because of shin splints he's listed day to day. In Houston, the Celtics playing the Rockets. Akeem and Parrish, the only remaining players from the '86 NBA Finals. And Akeem taking it from Maxwell and putting it in. The Rockets by 7. Then Kevin Gamble, 10 points in the quarter, including the three-pointer. Rockets head to the locker room down by 6, and Rudy T, a look of concern. Second half, Parrish, the feed from Fox at a slam dunk. Celtics by 8. And the Chief, the victor, dominating. Raj's pass over Akeem, plus the foul, 19 points, 17 rebounds. Chris Ford and the Celtics with a stunning road win. Parrish was held scoreless by Houston last week as Akeem had 28 points and 12 bedroom. Nobody showed up there. Sean Elliott misses. The side of the backboard is all he got. Isaiah Thomas, the air ball. Don Chaney, hey, table for one. And then Ken Norman, air ball from the free throw line. Isaiah wanting to go home. A lowered basket or lowered standards. Eventually, the Bucks did outscore the Pistons as Detroit loses its team record 14th straight game. Allen Houston scoring 19 points, replacing the injured Joe.
Gorilla's helmet for him. Dan Marley isn't lost either. He was in a zone. Came in averaging just 12 points over his last 4. He steals and dunks, and Charles says, give it back to my man Marley. Later in the quarter, pretty crossover dribble with the left. Forget 12, he had 27, and Westphal says, I like what Charles said. Let's give it to Marley, who gives it to Ainge. Marley had 10 assists. Rick Sund asked Jerry Colangelo, who is that Marley guy? 113-103. The Mavericks are their own worst enemies. Not only won't teams roll over for them, they try harder. Marley said, a loss to Dallas on our home court would be devastating. The Blazers have won 3 in a row. The Nuggets have dropped 3 first quarter. Rodney Rogers on the break. 360. Dunk contest. Denver by 5 after 1. Issel happy with the play of his rookie. LaFonso Ellis also pleased. His coach, he had 28, game tied at 92. Time running down. Strickland's jumper, no good. Buck Williams, too late. We go to OT, tied at 98. Nuggets try to get tough inside. Rick Adelman taking a drink. Terry Porter to Buck Williams. This time it does go. He had only 6, but they were huge. Issel's Nuggets lose by 1 as the Blazers win their 4th straight. Robinson scored 22 of his 32 in the first half. That was when Mutombo was on the bench in foul trouble. Very different Blazers approach. They took only 3 three-point shots and hit 2 of them. Ellis, 28 on 11 of 16 shooting. The Heat trying to change directions. They have dropped 4 straight. Bob Weiss, 1 Manning short in this one. Keith Haskins steals it. Brian Shaw is out front. So is Harold Miner. Heat by 16 at the half. And then the Mark Aguirre show began. Mark Aguirre was shooting from long range, and he was doing it often. That's 1. That's 2. Another 3, which drops. He had 4 threes in the 4th. 6 of 7 for the game. Kevin Lockery doesn't know what happened to his lead. Clippers win it 126-124. The reviews on Aguirre. Vintage Rave Mark Jackson. He put on some show out there, said Bob Weiss. 2 thumbs up from Siskel and Ebert. Rex Reed gave him 4 stars. Dennis Cunningham rates it a 10, as you see. There were 23 three-point field goals in that game. That ties an NBA record.
It wasn't the Admiral, the right knee forcing him to civilian status, so Patrick took over. And Ewing against Terry Cummings, spins, uses the glass. Then Ewing against Willie Anderson, lays it in. Robinson not smiling anymore. Second quarter. Derek Harper, the steal from Miguel Knight, starts the break. Hey, where's Patrick when I need him? He's right there. Patrick, 23 in the first half. Knicks lead 63-43. The Garden rocking, this time not for Patrick. hat-trick, but for number 56, Lawrence Taylor. Fourth quarter, they would cheer Ewing. Although he missed, Charles Oakley the follow slam. Ewing another miss. This time it's Dennis Rodman, a rare basket. Just the wrong team. Spurs never got closer than 11. John Lucas invents a new dance. Knicks go on for the win. They now have the 6-game winning streak. The Spurs have to start from scratch since his near-fatal car accident over a month ago. At the Arco Arena, just a block from where the accident took place. He's expected to fly home to New Jersey to be with his family on Thursday. To the game. Look at Gary Payton. The alley-oop to Sean Kemp. Great catch and a jam. Then off the break, it's Kemp. Behind the back, Kendall Gill sends it home without any problem. Gary St. Jean, not a happy man. Sonics roll, 114-95. Seattle has won all 3 meetings with Sacramento by an average of 18. A 22-11 Seattle run of the third opened this one up. The Kings' first game since their last game was postponed because of the quake. The Bulls and the Bullets. Michael saying, if I can't make the White Sox, how about Richard Dent, the Bears? Try some football. Speaking of the gridiron, B.J. Armstrong, Scottie Pippen, the jam, 63-58. Fourth quarter, Bullets come back off the deflection. Loose ball to Calvert Chaney. Here's Bill Lennington, just a step too slow. Bullets up 73-72. Closing seconds, Bulls down 2. Steve Kerr from 3, yes, and the foul, but he missed the free throw. So the Bulls by 1. Last chance for Washington. Tom Gugliotta lob for Kenny Walker. Can't sky for that one. Bulls win at 84-83. Last time the Bulls lost in the home whites, November 13th. This was the Bullets' first game of many without their leading scorer, Rex Chapman. He's out a minimum of 10 weeks with a dislocated ankle.
Rumors circling. Doesn't affect Neek. The alley-oop from Elo, then the double hesitation jam. 33 points after 3, season high 39 for the game. The story takes place in the fourth quarter. Latrell, watch Mullen. Stop, pop, fire, got it. He had 28, Warriors by 2. Lenny Wilkins in a close one. Warriors ball. Kevin Willis, the steal. Mookie to Elo. Hawks by 1. Then after an Avery Johnson free throw, Hawks to inbound. Watch the hand of Chris Webber. Tip. Dominique can't hold on. Warriors ball. Warriors down 2, less than 2 seconds to play. Nelly. Diagrams. Great pick. Mullen and Webber. Latrell for 3. Splash. Warriors win. Warriors win. Latrell said, I was surprised to be that open. Mullen had 28 points and led both teams with 11 boards. Webber scored 18. 73. Muggsy. Alonzo. Can he reach it? Yes. And Reynolds at home. He had 27. And check out the nice feed. Eddie to Del Curry. Curry 16 in the second quarter. Charlotte up 11 at the half. LJ watching. And then Hersey Hawkins. Little flip. Nice ball movement. Eddie to Scott Burrell. Hornets go on an 18-4 run to end the third. Alan Bristow gets the W. The final 115-103. Alonzo hit all 13 of his free throw attempts, and the Hornets made a club record 24 free throws. The NBA record is 39 without a miss by Utah in 1982. Weatherspoon led Philly with 25. Clippers and the Magic. That was Bill Murray in the hat. First quarter. Harold Ellis, the Billy Ray Bates of the 90s over Jeff Turner. Good sign by Bob Weiss out of the CBA. Anthony Hardaway behind my world to Nick Anderson, who scored 20. What about Shaq Diesel? 18 offensive rebounds for the team in the first half. That's a team record. Fourth quarter, Anthony, blind pass to Avent, lays it in. 11 points, 11 boards for Avent. His first game with the Magic. Brian Hill gets the W. The Diesel gets his 4th 40-point game of the season. He also grabbed 19 boards and had 4 blocks.
Union Arena. Robert Parrish leading the way early on. The fall-away jumper, nice arc. Chiefs Celtics had an early 6-point lead. Imitation, the highest form of flattery, right? D. Brown pretending he's a Maverick. He passed to no one. Mistakes like that led Quinn Buckner's team in a tie at half, 44 all. Under a minute left, Mavs down by 5. Jim Jackson drive, hits the jump hook, 87-84 Boston. 19 seconds left. Jamal for 3 to tie it. Too much, not enough. Celtics had a couple of free throws, walk away with the win, so the Mavs keep making their NBA record tougher for someone else to break. 18 straight home losses. The Jazz returning home off a 2-3 trip. The Cavs were awaiting. Mike Fratello's team had a 4-game winning streak. Fourth quarter. Mark Price, the drive, blocked by Karl Malone, starting the Jazz break. Give it to the guy who started it all. And he finishes. Malone, 88-83 Jazz. Price decides to stay outside. Hits. Brings the Cavs within 2. The Jazz, though, pull away. Stockton on Price. Leans in. Hits. Price, all he hit was the floor. Had to leave the game. And there's your final. The Jazz go on for the victory. Mailman had 11 of his 28 in the final 6.5 as the Jazz get it done. The Heat ice cold. They've lost 5 in a row up against the Pacers. Sam Mitchell would play, had his ear stepped on by Manute Bol during pregame warm-ups. And with his help, the Pacers came out flying. The nice layup. Pacers on a 10-zip run in the first quarter. First half onslaught would continue. Malik Sealy the steal, gets it to Reggie Miller, leaves it there for Byron Scott. And the Pacers were cruising at this point. Scott, another big night, had 21, hits the tray. Pacers go on for the win. Scott 21 off the bench. He's been a fair pickup for the Pacers. Kevin Lagery now 0 for 6 and going for his 600th win. DC returns and the Nets win a basketball game over Minnesota. Craig.
Early. The slam from the dots. Green had the Suns' first 9 points and then steals the inbounds from Vlade. Come on, Vlade, you're better than that, man. Fourth quarter, Lakers on the run. George Lynch, Tony Smith, the bucket. Lakers' first lead since early, then off the worthy miss. Lynch there for the putback. He scored 17 points. And when George missed, there's our Vlade. No problema. Charles apparently lost a bet. What is that, a shower curtain over there? 36 seconds left. Oliver Miller, the 3. Suns down 3, then things got weird. Watch Nick Van Exel get held, then steps out. The refs disagreed on the call initially, and they called the foul on Green. Westphal didn't like it. He's ejected. Lakers win at 107-102. Worthy scored 14 of his 22 in the second half. The Lakers are now 2-0 versus the Suns this season. Danny Ainge sprained his ankle in the second quarter and did not return. Spurs-Wolves. David Robinson back in this game, tough as usual, off the feed from Lloyd Daniels. He had 25 points, but Minnesota led by 8 at the half. Young Christian Laettner, he'll show flashes, and there's a drive. He scored 15. Sidney Lowe's team nursing a 15-point lead. Scary moment, Michael Williams. Watch the ankle. Ouch. Sprained it on Nigel Knight's foot. It looked bad at first. John Lucas didn't like it either. Williams and his 14 assists left the game, but he won't miss any other games. Sweet Pea the drive. Tell us, Frank, get it out of here. Luke Longley, he's inspired. Wolves win 93-83, just their 3rd victory ever versus the Spurs. The Wolves have their first 3-game home winning streak since 19 by 10 at the break. Under 20 to play. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf to Reggie Williams. Count it. Tied at 92. To overtime we go. In the first overtime, Scott Brooks to Vernon Maxwell. We slowed it down for you. Mario Elie, the 3. Rockets up 5. Dan Issel, a little upset. 16 seconds in OT. Rauf, the runner no. Dikembe Mutombo. Yes, tied at 103. Nuggets excited. 1.4 left, tied at 103. Matt Bullard. At the buzzer, no. We go to double overtime. Nervous time for Rudy T. Early second overtime. Still tied. Mutombo, the hook in the lane. Nuggets by 2. Under a minute left. Brian Williams, Reggie Williams. Nuggets by 4. Nuggets lead by 3 with 5.5 to go. Otis Thorpe, Scotty Brooks. Going to go for the tie. No, Scotty loses it out of bounds. The Nuggets win. The Rockets have lost 4 straight. The Nuggets snap a 4-game skid. Reggie Williams led the Nuggets with 25. For the Rockets, Otis Thorpe scored 24